Hi everyone. Apologies for not giving you advance warning that I would be coming live today, so I hope anyone who wants to manages to find this. Oh, I'm only went on for 5 seconds, so you may have come in the middle of me talking. So apologies to anyone who was looking for my announcement that I'd be going live this morning. I completely forgot to post it, but here I am. So I hope that anyone who would like to join me will see this. Yes, somebody online already. Wonderful, fantastic. So this is the first meditation that I'm posting both on my Facebook page and also in my new group, which is called Making Space. Hi, Kathy. Thank you for being one of the first to join the group. It's making space has been something that I've been very focused on for a long time, and I knew it was a keystone really of my cornerstone of what I teach and what I do, and it's all really come together recently. So what I've realised is that over the last 2 or 3 months, when the world suddenly came to a halt, we all suddenly realised that it was possible to do things differently and to make space for slowing down. And as always, there is a caveat here for all of those people who have not had that experience during lockdown, who have had more to do, who never stopped. But there is a sizable group of people who did and who found that it was possible to slow down and to do things differently, even if that came from continuing their day job but losing the time they used to spend commuting or whatever it might be. So it feels like a really opportune time as we start opening things up and things start to change again, to hold on to how we can continue to make space, because making space is what we need for change. Whatever it is that we want to change in our lives, whether it's something tiny or something enormous, it's never going to happen unless we make the space for that change to happen. And this process, I never set out to be leading meditations on Facebook on a daily basis. It's just kind of happened. But meditation is a wonderful way of making space. And so before we start to sit silently together today, I just wanted to share with you my meditation experience this morning. Because I did make the space to sit down this morning to meditate, and I had a lot going on in my head. And I'd made the mistake, which I do more often than I wish I did, of turning my phone on before I did my meditation. I'd done some other practice beforehand, and then I sat down to meditate, and my head was full, and I was using the mantra that I had been given when I learnt transcendental meditation, and my mind just kept going off again, more than usual. And I actually reached a point when a part of my mind, the thought came, this is just not working. I might as well give up. I'm not achieving anything sitting here thinking, why don't I just go and do the things that are coming up and just get on with the day and accept that this morning meditation isn't going to happen. And then do you know what? I remembered what I shared with you on Monday morning, number 46, I think that would have been. I remembered what Alistair, who taught me TM, had said, and this thing that had just leapt out at me, that's the point where we make the choice. And at that moment, I had a choice to go, do you know what? I can't meditate today. Or to remember, this is the point. This is what meditation is. At this moment, I am choosing to go back in. And my mind didn't really calm down much more. I continued losing track, but I had then the knowledge, the memory of the fact that each time I chose not to stick with what I was thinking about, but to come back in and to just come back to the breath, come back to the mantra, come back to my body, was a little tiny step in training my mind and my body that that's what it's about, and that that is my choice and what I want to do. So yeah, I'm grateful to you lot for me being reminded of the fact that by having shared it with you so recently. So let's do it. As always, I invite you to find your feet connecting to the ground, to feel the connection down through your sitting bones. So however you're sitting, or indeed if you're standing or lying as you listen to this, let your whole body connect down into the ground. And if you are sitting, can you find that sense of connection? So you let your eyes close gently or your gaze rest downwards with a soft focus. Find that connection down into the ground, letting your feet drop into the ground, your sitting bones, releasing the spine from the very base so that the spine itself starts to be able to make space, to lift a little, not through a pulling or a pushing, but through a sense of being supported from underneath. And then maybe your shoulders can let go a little. Your arms and hands rest wherever is comfortable for you this morning or today. And bring your awareness to your breath. And simply watch your breath moving through your body right now. And notice how it is for you today. If your mind is particularly busy this morning, notice that. If you're finding it easier to rest into the being, the noticing, then notice that. Notice how fast or slow your breath is moving. How deep or shallow each breath is. And maybe as you continue to observe the breath, you notice that it starts to naturally slow a little, deepen a little. And maybe you start to become aware of that little space at the top of each inhalation. That pause, that moment when nothing happens, before the breath turns and gradually, gently finds its way out. And then again, at the bottom of the exhalation, that little space, that pause, that moment of stillness. Before the breath finds its way in. And perhaps it's the observation of those spaces those pauses, even more than the observation of the breath, that helps the mind to let go, to be still, just for now. And when your mind does go off, when you notice that it's gone, distracted by a thought, a sound, a sensation in your body, notice what's happened in your body. Maybe you're slumping a little bit, maybe you lost that sense of connection down through the feet. So take a moment to reconnect, to free the spine, to make space in the body, so that your head again feels supported from beneath. And return to your breath and to the spaces between the breaths. Remembering that whatever is going on in your mind is perfect. If it's still, you can rest in simply being. If it's busy, each time you become aware of that busyness, you can choose, just for now, to let it go and return to the breath. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you for joining me. If you'd like to find out more about how I make space and why it's so important, then I invite you to click on the link in my post to my new Making Space group, and come and see if it's somewhere you'd like to hang out for a bit. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you tomorrow.